Wildwood Flower, a standard tune in the old-time bluegrass repertoire, and it works really nicely on the ukulele as a chord melody, as you've just heard. Now before we start, you'll probably want to go and grab the tablature for this, and there's a link in the video description on YouTube. You can go and click on that, download the PDF, and you'll be ready to follow along. Now Wildwood Flower, in the key of C, which is what we're playing it in here, only has these three chords: C, G7, back to C again. And that's the first half of the tune, just C and G7. The second part of the tune, C, has the third chord, F, C, 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 G7, C. So three chords and only two of them in the first part of the tune. When we're playing the melody, we're going to be trying to keep hold of those chord shapes as much of the time as we can so that we can play a note and then strum the chord. So let's start going through the tab. It starts with this little pickup, a couple of notes before we dive into the rhythm, and that's your open E string and the first fret on your E string, and then when we hit the third fret on your E string, we also want to hold down the third fret on the A string, because we're going to need that chord and then we're going to do something on the A string. So that's got us as far as that chord. Then we can lift off the finger that we had on that top string, play the open A string, and then put it back again on the third fret, and then we lift off the finger that we have on the second string to get the open E string, then strum that C chord again. So let's see what we've got so far, really slowly. Okay, then our index finger plays the first fret of the E string, then open on the same string, and then my second finger is going to play the second fret of the C string, whilst my other fingers form that G7 chord. Strum the chord, then just lift off your index finger to play the open second string, the open E string, because if we leave that finger there, we're going to play that note, the second fret of the C string next. And then open, and we move to a C chord. And we play the open C string and the C chord, and the open G string and the C chord. The way I've arranged this tune, it works great with a high G. It also sounds great with a low G. When we're needing to play a high G in the melody, we're going to fret it. Every time you find an open G string, it's going to be just part of the rhythm of the tune, so a low G will work fine. You'll see then we have a number one and the line across, and that's indicating that the first time round we play this bar, and we just carry on with this pattern of playing. So first time ending, C string, strum a C chord, and then we have, which is just like we had at the beginning, and that's because those repeats don't happen until after that. So we have to put them here, then the repeat marks at the end of the first time ending send us back to just after those have happened at the beginning. So it loops round again. So here we go with the first time ending and back into the beginning again. First time ending and go round again. And now it's not the first time, so we don't play the bar with the one and the line, we miss that out entirely, and we jump to the one with the number two and a line for the second time round. And you'll see that starts the same, but has two different notes at the end, and they're going to lead us into the next part of the tune. For this bit, get your index finger and put it across both your E and A strings at the third fret, because we're going to need other fingers to stretch further up. We play the second string third fret, then the first string third fret, all held down with that one finger, And then our little finger comes in at the 7th fret. And at that point, if you want to, you can let go with your index finger now. Then we can strum open, open, open 7, which is actually just another way of playing a C chord. So we have 7, strum, 7 on its own, 5, then we're going to cover both of those strings again because we want to play the 3rd fret of the 1st string and strum and the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and strum. Next part we go to our F chord for the first time. It's just a 2-finger F chord to start with because the first note we hear is the open A string. Then strum the F, then put down a finger, I like to use my little finger here, on the 3rd fret of your A string. Then take it off, and then we're back to this C chord again with both strings held down at the 3rd fret. Now this next bit doesn't have any chords in it, but it does have a slide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the 2nd fret of my C string and slide it up to the 4th fret and then play the open 2nd string, which is the same note as the note we've just slid up to at the 4th fret, but while we're playing that open one we can go back to the 2nd fret, do it again and then again, then 1st fret, 2nd string, open, and this bit should look very familiar because it rounds up just like the first bit of the tune did. Now on those slides, don't be too worried about whether it's the 2nd fret to the 4th fret or the 3rd fret to the 4th fret or just from nowhere. The idea is that we get a slide into a note and then we play that same note again afterwards as an open string. So it could be or 2nd fret or just whatever you like best. Now to round it off, we're back to our C chord, just like we were in the first time ending. And in fact, this bit is exactly the same as the first time ending and the bar before that. Because that's taken us right back to the beginning if we want to play through the whole thing all over again. So by the time we get to the end, we've done one pass of the tune. So when we start all over again, all those first time and second time endings reset. It's like we've never played it before, and we go right back up to those repeats at the top and do the whole thing all over again. First time ending, second time ending. Let's play through it really, really slowly. Notice I'm just using my thumb for this. It gives me a nice, strong melody tone, and it's not too fast a tune, so I've got plenty of time to pluck with my thumb and strum. If you try and pluck with your fingers, this will sound a little bit stilted. Whereas if you do it with the notes and your thumb strumming across the strings, we can get it to swing along nicely. So let's do the whole thing really slowly. The timing is going to be on the 3 and the 4 when those first two notes come in. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, because they happen before the next strong beat of the next bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. First time ending and repeats now. Second time ending. if we're going round again, and that'll take us back up to that bit just after the repeat marks at the top. As with all of these tunes, when you listen to lots of other people play them, they'll do them in slightly different ways. They'll add different ornaments, they'll mess with the timing slightly, and that's what folk music is all about. So try and find your own little way of playing it and your own slant on this one. It's a really fun song to play. You'll also find that there are lyrics to this one, so you could seek those out, and there are different versions of the lyrics as well. You could sing it while strumming the chords and then play the melody parts as a kind of instrumental break. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Don't forget to grab the tablature from the link below, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.